Hey guys, this is Alexis Knight. Welcome to Headline Lies. These episodes are where we take the headlines that get thrown at us and break them down, looking for the real story, if there even is one. With so much spin flying around these days, finding the truth is not easy. So let's dig into the top headlines that are making noise lately and find out just how big the lies really are and whether there's any truth left under all that spin. All right, let's start with headline number 1, and I quote, "Top TikTokers admit to faking viral content for clout." All right. Well, so if you've been on TikTok even once this year, you've seen it. Surprise proposals in airports, strangers handing out cash, emotional family reunions that just happen to be caught on camera, with perfect lighting, of course. I mean, it's sold like real life, like real emotions. And millions of people bought it, literally. I mean, following, liking, even sending money to support these very special moments. It felt maybe, like just maybe, the internet wasn't all staged and fake. Well, the real story? Yeah, about that. Well, over the weekend, a bunch of these real influencers basically got exposed. Or let's be honest, they confessed before they got canceled. All right, that's what's really going on here. Turns out most of these viral moments, they're all staged, guys. We're talking actors posing as random strangers, fake family members showing up for emotional reunions, full marketing stunts posing as spontaneous life events. One guy faked a lost brother reunion just to sell merchandise. Another staged a stranger proposal. Turns out he was paid by a wedding venue to do it. I mean, guess what? People are pissed about this. Comment sections lit up with unfollow bombs. Trust is circling the drain, and TikTok itself looks even more shady than usual. And honestly, you can't blame people when even the real moments are fake. I mean, what exactly are we supposed to believe anymore? Okay? We can't blame the people supporting these moments. That's what I'm trying to say, because they all look real. And if you haven't noticed lately, so does a lot of stuff. It's going beyond influencers. So if we can't get a handle on this, just wait till AI really gets a hold of everything. I mean, welcome to the age of the manufactured life. Hope you brought your popcorn. Did you watch your TikTok videos this morning? Because none of it was probably even true. All right, let's move on to headline number 2. And I quote, "Top influencer exposed. Chiara Ferragni accused of pocketing charity profits." So, okay, here's what people thought of this. Italian mega influencer Chiara, queen of fashion collabs and selfies, launched a charity campaign selling fancy little cakes. Every post, every ad made it sound like if you bought one of these cakes, you were personally helping sick children through a hospital in Italy. It felt good. It felt generous. It felt like finally an influencer is using her fame for something that's actually real. That's kind of nice. Well, not so much when you look at the real story. Turns out most of the proceeds didn't exactly make it to the charity. Her company raked in millions off those cakes, though, while only a tiny fraction ever made it to the hospital. The Italian government, they launched an investigation, and Ferragni ended up being fined a whopping 1 million euros for misleading advertising. Now pay attention to that, because this is going to go somewhere. Maybe people are going to have to start being slightly accountable for what they're telling us all day. This woman made a tearful apology video, because that's what influencers do when they get caught. They now need sympathy. But here the damage was already done. I mean, this wasn't just bad optics. This was full-blown fraud. And fans are furious. I mean, brands are pulling back, and it hit way deeper than just her wallet. I mean, it shattered trust. When someone uses sick children to sell pastries and build their brand, I mean, that really makes you wonder how many other charity drives out there are just marketing schemes in disguise. And because you trust the person, the influencer, you want to give. Trust in influencer-led causes, took a major hit because of this. And honestly, it is about time that people start asking harder questions. That is why this podcast is here, to bring you the truth so that maybe you can look at what you're seeing out there and question it, just sometimes. All right, let's move on to headline number 3, and I quote, "Influencers flex Coachella luxury. Reality is anything but." Okay, what did this tell the public? Well, if you were on Instagram at all during Coachella, you saw it. Gorgeous influencer shots, lounging in massive white tents, sipping their cocktails, fairy lights overhead, soft beds, and private bathrooms. They made it look like Coachella had basically turned into a spa weekend with a DJ, right? Perfect lighting, perfect makeup, not a single speck of dirt in sight. The message was very clear. If you can afford it, this is the Coachella experience you deserve. Wow. But okay, what is the real story here? All right, let's get back to reality. Most of the luxury glamping setups, in all reality, they were a total mess, okay? Reports flooded in from actual paying festival goers, talking about hours-long waits for check-in, tents without any AC, showers that were dirty, amenities broken, and just total chaos. Some people paid up to $10,000 for what turned out to basically be a hot, dusty tent and a line for a porta potty. Can you imagine? But of course, that side doesn't make it to what you see. Doesn't make it to your Instagram. Influencers had private sectioned off setups, okay, guys? Basically, brand-sponsored VIP camps, while everyone else was left baking in the desert. So all of that pretty stuff that you saw, that was so they could make money off of you looking and buying. The impact of this, people felt completely misled, and they were furious. Some are now calling for event organizers to ban influencers from posting about private, non-public perks without disclosing that it's not available to regular ticket holders, because people thought that should be the experience for everyone. It's just another reminder that when your favorite influencer shows you their perfect weekend, they are probably getting paid, staged, and sectioned off from reality. They probably have paid actors in their videos and posts, because that's not what really was going on. It's a stage to make you interested. In the influencer economy, truth is optional, and we all need to know that, just like air conditioning, right? All right, moving on. Headline number 4, and I quote, "Popular parenting influencers called out for fake, staged content," end quote. Now, if you believed the posts, these parenting influencers had it all figured out. Perfect morning routines, perfect kids doing yoga, homemade color-coded lunches packed every single day with no tantrums, no chaos, just pure shining family bliss. The narrative was very simple. Follow their advice, buy their planners, and sign up for their courses, and you too could have a perfect, stress-free family life. What's the true story behind this? Turns out, surprise, surprise, a lot of it was staged. Now, over the weekend, multiple threads exploded on Reddit and TikTok, where followers started comparing notes, and they were exposing the truth. Behind those carefully curated Instagram moments, there were nannies, maids, PR teams, even full video crews, making family life look effortless. Some influencers admitted that their kids had full-time help, but only after raking in profits from selling mom hacks and parenting ebooks. One even admitted her 5-minute lunch hacks, they were actually prepared by a private chef. I mean, authentic? Not even close. Can you imagine trying to copy that in your own home with a home full of loud and busy children? A lot of parents who were already feeling exhausted, as they usually do, feeling guilty and overwhelmed, they felt absolutely played. Just another hit. I mean, imagine beating yourself up because your kid won't eat quinoa out of a bento box when the influencer feeding you that guilt wasn't even making their kid's own lunch. It's not just dishonest. This is damaging, and we are seeing the effects out there on people, okay? You know how people feel jilted or they feel invaded when they've been robbed or someone went through their drawers and things like that. You've heard of that. This is no different when someone goes inside your brain and messes that all up. So people are not happy. Once again, the people selling authenticity, they're just selling lies with a pastel filter slapped on top. Welcome to the hustle, guys, or even parenting is up for sale. All right, headline number 5, and I quote, "Top wellness influencer claims apple cider vinegar cures everything. Experts call BS." All right, if you believed the posts, all you needed was a shot of apple cider vinegar every single morning, and guess what? Boom, your life would magically fix itself. Weight loss? Check. Better skin? Check. How about a full body detox? Check. According to this influencer, who, by the way, has zero medical training, apple cider vinegar is basically a miracle drug. And the message was very clear. Forget all that science and forget all those doctors. A $10 bottle of apple cider vinegar from Whole Foods is all you need. It is your total answer. But all right, what is the real story behind this? You know what they say, if it sounds too good to be true. All right, well, over the weekend, what happened was basically real health experts just had enough, and they started speaking out against this. Not only is there zero proof that apple cider vinegar cures anything major, but overuse can actually cause serious problems. For instance, it can erode your teeth. It can start damaging your throat. It can start throwing off your stomach acid levels. Does that sound fun? The influencer even posted before and afters, a glow-up photo claiming vinegar cleared her skin. But sharp-eyed followers realized she was also using prescription retinoids behind the scenes. Now that's pretty shocking, right? It wasn't natural miracles doing the work. It was dermatology. And what's that? Oh, yeah, science and doctors. Once again, desperate people chasing health routines and solutions got played for clicks, for dollars for someone else. Some followers even reported digestive issues from guzzling vinegar straight, trying to mimic her miracle routine. It's another example, guys, of how these influencers, they're out there acting like doctors sometimes, and it can have real consequences. And then they suddenly say, hey, I was just sharing my personal experience, and that's okay to do, so that makes it all okay. Sharing is fine, but be clear that selling snake oil to desperate people, that is not fine. But hey, anything for the algorithm, right? That's how we play things these days. All right, let's move on to headline number 6. Quote, "Fact-checking on cable news hits record low since pandemic, study finds." Okay, now this one can be a little confusing, but it's not. If you were to turn on cable news right now, some out there still think that the cable news guys are the gatekeepers of truth, okay? Big flashing banners, they do it all the time. I mean, breaking news It's happening every 5 minutes, by the way. Dramatic music, the whole production. It makes it feel like those guys are standing between you and a world full of lies. The message they're pushing to you is clear that trust us because we're the truth tellers. We fact check everything so you don't have to, right? Even though that's exactly what we should be doing based on just this episode alone. Here is what they're not telling you, and here is how this happens, why people get confused. Okay, a major study just found that fact-checking on cable news, it's dropped. They are not doing it. It's actually at its lowest point since the pandemic ended. And this is important, all right? Let me say this clearly. They are fact-checking less than ever. What they're telling you, they're not even checking. Less than ever, even as their shows keep pretending like they're all about truth and accountability. Instead of verifying information, they are pumping out more emotional commentary, outrage segments, and flat-out speculation because that's what drives ratings. They're not standing guard over the facts anymore. They're standing guard over their viewership, just like the influencers I was just talking about. Same story. No one cares what is true anymore. They want you engaged, clicking, listening, buying, supporting. All right? This is how we as a public, all of us, all of you, how you get a public that's exhausted, like all of us, distrustful and divided, because that's what's happening. Nobody knows who to trust or what is true, what they read, see, or hear. Because when people find out the so-called truth tellers aren't even checking for facts anymore, it all just becomes a story, entertainment to draw you in. And it doesn't just make one network look bad. It poisons trust across the board. And honestly, cable news right now has no one to blame but itself. When you replace journalism that used to be in existence with performance that used to come out of Hollywood, eventually even your local audience starts to notice. People start to figure out things aren't quite right here. It doesn't sound like it makes any sense. People are realizing, okay, the truth out there didn't just get lost. The truth that we expect to hear when things are coming at us, it all got replaced, guys, okay? It got replaced with a story that isn't true. It's better than a soap opera, okay? Those are from way back, but that's what's happening. The reality, the world has become that, and we're checking in for the updates, and we're involved, and it matters. But sometimes what you're looking at isn't truth at all. And I hope these Headline Lies episodes are helping open some eyes out there, because it's not funny. These things change lives, change the actions people take, change how they feel about themselves and their own lives. Look, guys, you know what truth is. You've got the instincts. You spend hours on your phone, your computer, scrolling, headline after headline. But how much time do you actually spend checking if any of it's true? Until now, most people have been victims in this. Until now, most people have really just been victims in this. But the world is changing. And if you want the truth these days, you are going to have to go get it yourself. You can't just sit back and trust the headlines. You have to double check what you are looking at, ask a few real questions, and start thinking for yourself again. Because here's the bottom line. The truth is not out there trying to find you. You have to go find the truth. And that influencer you just adore, that newscaster you think you know, they're not out there for you. They're out there for themselves. Thanks for listening today. Stay sharp out there. And remember, it's not about being cynical. It's about being awake. See you next time.